If you want to seriously level up how you create video content with AI, there are exactly 5 stages of evolution you need to master. Most creators get stuck at the first or second level, and while that is fine for making pretty one-off clips, it won't help you build a reliable content engine. But if you want videos that tell consistent stories and actually grow your audience, each new level unlocks way more control and way less guesswork. Today, I'll walk you through every level, from the simplest idea prompt all the way up to a full automated pipeline that scales your production. I'll also show you exactly where tools like Vizard fit into this process so you can spend less time chopping footage and more time making content people actually watch. Level 1 is the most basic. Simply describe your idea using plain language. This is what almost everyone does when they first try AI video, where you communicate your raw intent without any special technical structure. For example, you might look at footage of your living room and ask for a wild background gag, like a closet door swinging open with a fluffy sky blue dog poking its head out. And here is the weird part. A super simple one-sentence prompt can still produce surprisingly high-quality visuals. New video models can take a concept as strange as a nature documentary about an otter piloting an airplane and make it look convincingly cinematic. So why bother learning anything else if level 1 looks so good? The problem is that level 1 is completely inconsistent, meaning you might have to regenerate your clip 20 times just to get something usable. While the visual quality is fine, the story, timing, and reliability will always be hit or miss. That is exactly where level 2 structured prompting comes into play. Instead of dumping your idea into a box and hoping for the best, you use a template, a repeatable formula that captures the elements that actually matter. You define the subject, the environment, the specific action, the camera framing, the movement, and the desired visual style. A camera shot tells the AI how to frame the subject, like a close-up for emotion or a wide shot to show context. Camera motion, like a push-in or a tracking shot, drastically changes how dramatic a specific beat feels to the viewer. Visual style defines the tone, whether you want gritty film grain, anime, photorealism, or a specific cinematic polish. An example of a structured prompt might look like a medium shot of a tired office worker on a subway platform with flickering lights and analog ads. That structure helps the generator repeatedly produce scenes with consistent mood and framing every single time. Another useful format is a JSON-style prompt, where you list specific keys like subject, action, and environment to make swapping parts and iterating much faster. It is not magic, but it makes the process of working with a team or a prompt database significantly faster. Results are roughly the same as a well-written free-form prompt, but this structure saves you enormous amounts of mental energy. A close cousin of structured prompting is the multi-shot prompt, which defines several sequential shots in one go. This is how you get a continuous scene broken into cinematic cuts without having to stitch together dozens of unrelated, chaotic clips. Level 3 is where you stop just describing and start showing. This is the power of reference control. Instead of only telling the model what you want, you feed it concrete references like images, video clips, or detailed character portraits. For instance, you can give a headshot so the AI keeps a character's face consistent across a dozen different shots. Even better, you can use a short choreography clip to tell the AI to use specific fighting moves while preserving the exact look from a character photo. That level of control is how you get dynamic sequences or accurate character continuity without having to manually keyframe everything. The downside is that you need more assets and a bit of setup, but the upside is huge. Consistent, intentional camera work instead of leaving it to luck. Level 4 is all about leverage and scaling your output. Once you've figured out prompt structures that work, teach that process to another AI so it writes the prompts for you. I built custom prompt helpers that read my favorite templates and output ready-to-use prompts targeted at my specific needs. This is also where production tools like Vizard slot in perfectly for creators. Instead of spending hours cutting a long recording into dozens of shorts, Vizard picks the viral moments and auto-edits them into ready-to-post clips. You feed it your long-form outputs and it handles the grind, finding the best takes, trimming, formatting, and queuing them up. Vizard's automation for editing plus native scheduling is a massive time saver for creators who want to stay consistent. Finally, level 5 is the full pipeline: multiple tools, multiple passes, and a clear system that gets you from idea to published content reliably. The pipeline mentality is about using the right tool at each step and connecting them for maximum efficiency. You start by making a storyboard to test how scenes flow. Then you use an assistant for prompting and specialized tools for voice and lip sync. Finally, you pull all those assets into an editing tool that stitches and times them into a final product. That workflow, generation, voice, lip sync, auto-edit, and schedule is the fastest way to get scalable professional content out the door. So, where should you start tomorrow? If you are new, level 1 and 2 are plenty to create interesting clips. If you want consistency and speed, add level 3 references so your characters stay coherent. If you want to scale, build a prompt assistant and automate the repetitive stuff. And if you want a system that grows a channel, implement a level 5 pipeline that ties everything together. Once you piece together prompts, references, and an automated editing layer, you'll stop wasting time and start publishing content that actually hooks viewers.